Okay, here we are, Unit 1, Lesson 7. We have worked through most of our trig. It is now going to be your job to figure out what kind of trig to use. The best way to figure out what kind of trig to use is to decide what kind of triangle you're solving. So you look at your triangles and you basically have two options. You could have a right angle triangle, or you could have not a right angle triangle. Based on the type of triangle you have, that will tell you what type of trig to use or what you need to do to solve what you have to figure out. If you have a right triangle, there are three things you can use with a right triangle. One is Pythagorean theorem, which we practiced before. Pythagorean theorem will only let you calculate a length, and you need to know two other lengths. And then you've got to remember whether you're going to add or subtract the squares. If you don't know the hypotenuse, then you're going to square the sides and add them. If you do know the hypotenuse, then you're going to square the sides and subtract. Second, with a right angle triangle, remember what you know about angles. You calculate angles in a right angle triangle because you know that the angles in any triangle add up to 180. And third, good old SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, you can calculate a length, or you can calculate an angle. You can calculate a length when you're given another length and an angle, or you could calculate an angle when you're given two lengths in the triangle. Be sure to make sure your calculator is in degree mode, and be sure to choose the right formula, sine, cos, or tan, based on how your diagram is labeled. For a non-right angle triangle, you have two options. You have the sine law. The sine law can calculate an angle or a length. Remember, when you're using your formula for sine law, whatever you're trying to figure out goes on the top of the formula. To use the sine law, you have to have an opposite pair in the triangle. So you have to have a side and an angle that are across from each other in the triangle. Second, with a non-right triangle, cosine law. Cosine law, calculate an angle when all three lengths are given. Be sure when using your formula that the angle you're trying to calculate, when you enter in your formula, the side you subtract is opposite or across from the angle you're trying to calculate. And you can also calculate a length with the cosine law when given a contained angle. That's an angle between two sides. Be sure the side you are calculating is opposite the angle used in the formula. Your job now: show me that you know how to solve a triangle by determining what type of trig or what type of calculation you need to do with these 4 questions. Once those 4 questions are done, please show me them, and then you can proceed with lesson number 9. Good luck.